Hello and welcome to another one of my Napoleon Total War online battles. I haven't done one in so long I can't remember what number I'm on. I think it might be number 13 or number 14. But we'll soon see. Anyway, I've been home for the weekend and I managed to play a couple of battles. So I thought I'd try and get at least one recorded and rendered for you guys. So I'm playing as Britain on the Waterloo map against a Prussian opponent. Only rules were 2 RT max, I think, and quite a different tactical layout that's occurred here today in this battle. Rather than defending it across the top ridge, it's pulled back and made a second defensive line, which has allowed me to move up with my light infantry and cavalry. If you're wondering what units I've got 4 units of Highland Foot, 2 King's German Legion, 3 units of light dragoons, one of them King's German Legion, which are going to make a charge on this Prussian unit now. 1 Coldstream Guards, 1 42nd Foot, the Black Watch, General's Bodyguard, 2 howitzers, and I think that just about rounds it up. So my men are able to cut through the enemy skirmishes here, but are soon caught up between 2 line infantry units. They do manage to disrupt them a bit, but they soon manage to fire off some shots. Bravely fighting on. Meanwhile, the rest of my Highland Foot and King's German Legion have arrived, and I pulled out one long battle line with my skirmishers, my light foot in front, and my line infantry behind. Meanwhile, my opponent has a mixture of musketmen and the light infantry, which are the I can't even say what they're called, but you know what I mean if you've played as Prussia. They've also got 2 units of cuirassiers, 2 units of lancers, Prussian Fusiliers, 2 units here, and another unit of 2 more units of muskets. At the back they've got some foot guards, and in this house there are also some muskets along with their 2 pieces of 7-pounder artillery. Now, I wasn't paying attention in this video recording or in the actual battle itself, but this hussar unit managed to sneak out and take out my cannons on this ridge. They were pushed back by my Cognate Rangers here and Highland Foot. Oh no, it wasn't the 42nd, it was just another unit of Highland Foot. So off goes these guys, but I'll soon be sending these guys up to the front. I will of course apologise for, well, my commentary style is pretty mental most of the time. Today particularly it'll be pretty distracted. Anyway, here I tried to repeat the favour that my opponent had just done me by taking out my cannons, by moving up my 2 remaining units of light dragoons, and with 1 unit I was aiming to take out the 2 howitzers. My men are running because I've been charged by some cavalry here, but my Highland Foot have managed to shoot off some volleys to push the lancers back and reform the light foot, although some have disappeared. Now, some of my light dragoons were intercepted by these lancers, but another unit has made it through and are now attacking the cannons. General's Bodyguard charges in, and I was hoping that I'd also be able to get a chance to kill the general at this point as well.
We have killed their general,
and I did indeed.
They must break.
Their job done. I was hoping to try and pull them back, but obviously a square of muskets here brought out from the farmhouse didn't hold much hope, and then they soon routed. Back here my main line is reforming, and I've also pulled 2 units, Highland Foot and King's German Legion, into this house here to fire on the flanks here where they're very exposed, the muskets. Meanwhile my main battle line has formed square on the far left with a charge hoping to break my line and sweep around the back with 2 units of cuirassiers. They take out my light infantry, but I managed to hold on with my King's German Legion foot. And actually some of my light foot have stayed there, still fighting. Most of my men in square here, pushing off the cavalry and felling them down.
Our men are running, sir.
My light foot finally breaking, Cuirassiers, what's left of them, try and charge through and are caught up from volleys from my second square Highland foot, and they're forced to pull back. Meanwhile, I've pushed forward with my Highland foot and Cognate Rangers, and it's a standoff between my troops and foot guards and musketeers. I don't want to commit them yet because I want to be able to get the first volleys off. I am able to get a few shots off at what remains of the general's bodyguard as they now pull back, but it's these units here, the musketeers, and next to them the elite foot guards, that I don't want to get too close to just now. However, I'm not sure what exactly is going on here, but these Lancer unit moves forward and gets annihilated by a volley from my men, and they're now routed and shattered. This Hussar unit pulls over to the left to try and attack my light foot here, which have been left exposed, which are the ones that routed and I pulled back. I've also brought my general up to try and steady my line. My men in the house here doing a grand job trying to see off the Hussars. I'm going to swoop in and butcher what's left of my light foot, left out in the open exposed. Covering fire is given from the house. What's left of them try and charge up the hill towards my main battle line, but are soon caught by the rest of my men in the house. My general's bodyguard swoops in to finish them off.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Carnage now ensues on the top. Secured the plateau, which was the hard fight, and I've managed to fold the right flank of the Prussian army, and I'm now pushing up with my own men. However, they have a perfect position up on this hill. If I try and storm the top, they will butcher me with volley upon volley. However, their men start firing in a desperate attempt to get some shots on my men, but they're covered near enough by the rise of the hill. Likewise, my men try and get a few shots off, but the hill's protecting the enemy.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
However, the light foot run out of ammunition, and so I decided to charge them in. Any moment now. There they are. In an attempt to screen my Highland foot troops, which I decided to push up behind. They get to the crest of the hill, bayonets ready, and charge in against the Prussian Fusiliers. A couple of my men make it through to the second rank, and then through to the musketeers behind. Prussian Fusiliers are routed. My light infantry, though, doesn't stand much chance. There's not many of them left. However, this glorious charge and now the support from the King's German Legion has routed the musketeer units, also supported by a unit of Highland foot. Now all that remains on the top of the hill is a unit of musketeers which some Highland foot had charged into. They've now been forced to retreat. Pull my general around the side to try and help them out, and I've also pushed into this house now with my men. And they now aim to try and hit the flanks of the muskets and foot guards that have been holding off my Cognate Rangers and Highland foot. Also got this unit of light foot which is steadied itself from a rout, and it's now pushing back onto the field. The hilltop is now secured by my forces. The last of the retreating men are caught up in volleys from King's German Legion.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
my general's bodyguard chases off the last few. He allows him to run away with honour. Well, not honour, his life. Rest of my men on the hilltop now, given it a brief rest, while the rest of my men have now been pulled up for the final push on the Prussian forces. However, the terrain makes it difficult for them to get accurate shots. Cognate Rangers doing their best to try and fire over the slight rise of the hill. King's German Legion foot, which have been stationed in the house, have near enough used up all their ammunition. And they'll need to be used in a bayonet charge. Over on their left, Highland foot pouring lead into the flanks of the Prussian musketeer unit. And the order is given for the King's German Legion foot to charge up the slope and take on the musketeers. However, they've already routed. So their new target is given, the elite foot guards. They start to pull back, some are caught in the retreat, there's a rear guard, and my men charge in. However, they manage to form back and counter-charge my men. So does what's left of the general's bodyguard. My men managed to hold their formation in line before being caught up too much and breaking small pockets of fighting along the remains of their battle line. However, help is on the way. The rest of the troops that had secured the top of the hill have now moved round to flank the enemy and take out those in the farmhouse as well. Highland foot charging in. To aid the King's German Legion troops, which have now been forced back under the heavy pressure of the foot guards and General's bodyguard. However, they're now surrounded by small pockets of Highland foot, which are doing their best to push the foot guards back. Foot guards, seeing the awesome power and death from the Highland foot, break and rout, and are met by volleys from my Highland foot on the ridge. Or not. Met with just a charge of men down the slope. We've now been ordered to take the final Prussian fortification, farmhouse. Charge in and butcher the remaining men. An officer here makes a brave stand.
We've taken the building, sir.
Knocks down his opponent. Victory on the map of Waterloo. So, hope you enjoyed that battle, guys. Apologies for my very random commentary style today. Kind of doing this a bit rushed, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And you guys have just got to last 2 more weeks now, and my Denmark campaign will start. Because I'll be back for Christmas. So, as always, I hope you've enjoyed. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And also make sure you've checked out my buyer's guide for Christmas, which will also be going up either before this video or shortly after. Comment, rate, and subscribe.